What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Bolero. Sam, Gab, and Maui here doing back-to-back episodes. I'm sure napanood nyo na yung previous episode, but for today, we're going to talk about the preview of the upcoming 4 games this weekend ng UAAP Season 87. Finally, siguro pag napapanood nyo na yung video na to, it would be Friday. So, bukas na guys. Bukas na. Balik UAAP basketball na tayo. Excited na kami. Sana excited kayo. And hopefully makita namin kayo sa Araneta this coming weekend. Let's get started. Obviously, sa Saturday, isa lang ang game. May opening tayo. Opening ceremony, I think sa umaga. Starts at lunchtime or something. And then we'll have the UP versus Ateneo game. And by the way, if curious kayo bakit UP Ateneo yung naging first game, I think ano yun diba? Standard every time the start of the season.
Yep.
1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, something like that. So
2 versus 4, 1 versus 3.
Sorry. 2 versus 4, 1 versus 3. So UP versus Ateneo. Let's get started. Anong expectation nyo, Maui and Gab, sa UP versus Ateneo game? Kasi pag tingnan natin sila sa power rankings, watch that episode by the way, sa off-season, pre-season power rankings natin, 1 versus 8 to. Spoiler alert, 1 versus 8. So, ano expectations nyo? Medyo anticlimactic yung first game of the season. Pero ano in-expect nyo sa game na to? Let's start with you, Gab.
David versus Goliath. I think that's the proper
Okay.
analogy for this one, for proper comparison. UP of I think the most experienced team in terms of finals experience already in the UAAP. Ateneo is very young. For me, Ateneo really, if they want to even have a chance to win this game, they have to play a perfect game. Perfect.
Eh,
game.
sabi ni Coach Tab, di ba? All we need is a chance. Yun yung sabi niya sa interview niya.
Oh, but to get that chance, they have to play a perfect game, which, in a team full of rookie and sophomores, it's tough to get a perfect game out of those guys. But we'll see. We'll still be watching. I have always watched Ateneo games, no matter if they were winning or if they were losing. No matter if the team was expected to win or not, I was always watching the game. So I'm gonna watch tomorrow. I'm gonna look. It's probably more likely than not, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be a UP blowout. They're more experienced, they're bigger, and they have more talent.
Actually, Gab, nung sinabi mo David versus Goliath, akala ko literal Kasi ang laki ng UP versus ng Ateneo diba? David versus Goliath talaga. Anyway, go ahead.
So yun, if Ateneo wins, we're all gonna probably go crazy, and I think a lot of the Ateneo community will probably go crazy. Even UP will probably go crazy. What the hell nanalo Ateneo?
Matatawa UP
Matatawa, diba? No, I think for Ateneo to have a chance and to Ateneo to actually win this game, they have to play a perfect game, and UP has to play a terrible game or a subpar game. I think even if they play 80%, they're still gonna win. Well, that's how good this UP team is compared to Ateneo. Siguro just players to watch na lang for me. For Ateneo, I'm definitely watching Balogun. If he's playing, if he's
playing, that's a big question.
Alam mo yan, yung naloko na tayo dyan before.
But, lalaro na yun. UAAP na
Yeah, but Maui, I think we're all gonna watch Balogun and how he performed, because we really have never seen him play with Ateneo before. I mean, this one game he played barely. We want to see him perform. How is he? Is he raw? Is he actually skilled but lacks a bit of confidence? We don't know. So how does he fare? Especially now, I think him and Kyle Ong are the only guys above 6'7" or 6'6" on this team. And they'll be tasked against the 4 centers, because Semigata is not there anymore. He's not in the lineups with the 4 centers of UP plus Francis Lopez and Aldous Torculas. It's a tough task, but I'm looking forward to how Balogun plays. Is he a good rim protector? Can he score in the paint? Does he have a jump shot? Can he move his feet on defense? I'm looking forward to watching Balogun. On UP, I'm looking at their other center, QMB. Basically a mystery to us. We've seen him in the USNCAA. We've seen him in a Taiwan tournament, but it was less than. Let's just say the competition wasn't so high in the Taiwan league that they played in. So I want to see him play against UAP. To be
the
honest,
competition wasn't so high against Ateneo also.
Right, to be fair, in the one game in their most recent game that they played, it was a close game. Ateneo played UP close, so I think the competition is still high against Ateneo. So I'm interested to watch how QMB actually performs. Is he a Troy Reich? Sana naman hindi. I'm hoping that he's more than a Troy Reich. He's actually, from the highlights and from the way he played the Taiwan term, he looks to be a pretty skilled player. So I'm interested to see how he performs it. So to me, it's center for the center. I'm also interested in how Ateneo will play. And how will they play their mayhem defense? Because as I said in one of the comments in a previous video, I don't think UP is gonna be flustered by any press or trap that Ateneo will bring. I mean, UP is essentially the masters of those.
Sila nagpasimuno no, in the previous.
Hindi naman nagpasimuno sa.
In the previous season, I mean sila yung madalas mag-trap. In previous season.
True, diba? So I don't think any sort of trap or press is gonna fluster this UP team. They're very experienced already. I think their guards are the best in the UAP. I don't think any sort of trapping scheme is gonna work, or pressing scheme is gonna work against UP. But I'm interested in the offense of Ateneo as well. Can they shoot? Can they score enough? Who will score? So a lot of questions for this Ateneo team. For UP, not so much questions, but just a main interest on how the specific players are gonna perform. But because we essentially know who this UP team is. Maui.
Quick question. Something we haven't talked about yet. Lebron Nieto not making the lineup because of a season-ending injury. So how does that sort of affect Ateneo? And we were expecting Lebron Nieto to have a huge contribution to this new team, diba? Last year hindi siya naglaro siya pero not a lot of minutes, but we were expecting him to get a lot of minutes this season. So how does that affect Ateneo, and who do you think should step up in his absence? Before we go to UP.
Yeah, I think at this point, diba, with everything that's Ateneo lost, another loss with Lebron Nieto, with it's a big loss for Ateneo, diba? It's virtually probably their most consistent shooter. I think si Gab and I have been saying this since last season. We think that he should have started over Kitevis last year, just because he brings a certain level of defensive intensity, but with more consistent playmaking and a very sweet shooting stroke. It pains Ateneo. It's another big loss for Ateneo. 1 week before the season, they lose another guy, a key guy for the team this year. I think this is probably one of the worst off seasons Ateneo has had, diba? Probably in the past decade or so. This is not like not like the original Tab Baldwin team, where most of the players really just failed, and we were headed into a new direction really with the new head coach. This is a team that has lost a lot of players but still has the same coaching staff. Same coach, we coach Tab. I think it's also one of the reasons why there are a lot of rumors why Coach Tab is being poached abroad, diba? That I think the latest one was New Zealand, and before it was Indonesia. They think that maybe Coach Tab would leave a sinking ship because Ateneo is not the contender it was in previous seasons, diba? I think this is the first time since probably Coach Tab's first season that Ateneo is not a title contender, not just a Final Four contender, but a title contender. Diba? Even from last season, many thought that Ateneo could be a title contender, but they really struggled the whole season. But this is a new direction for Ateneo, and it's interesting to see who will step up, who will be able to. I know that Bahay would probably be expected to be the one to be our savior, to step up. But I want the Ateneo fans to be patient, di ba? Jared Bahay is a rookie. It's very hard for a guard to adjust in the UAAP. Not all guards are able to adjust at once, di ba? Fortsky Padrigal wasn't as good when he entered. Even SJ Belangel wasn't that good when he entered. He even said that himself.
Kunento niya yun, when we interviewed him.
We can't expect everyone to be like Matt Nieto, di ba? Who, when he entered, he was what he was when he exited, basically, di ba? He was very steady. He didn't look like a rookie guard. The expectations are high for Jared Bahay, but I think it helps that the expectations for Ateneo this coming season is not as high as
Kiefer Avena had a bad first game also in the UAAP.
Yeah.
I'm comparing Jared Bahay to Kiefer Avena. I'm just saying, great players have bad games.
30
Yeah,
na
they're
yata,
rookies.
scoreless. 30 Ravena, di ba? First, was a bench player.
Yeah.
Was a bench player his first season, di ba? We were all actually surprised when Coach Tab was the coach, and then when he came back, he looked like a different person. Not just his physique, di ba? Even his game. So it takes time, but when it comes to a player who I think could step up for Ateneo this season, it has to be Kyle Gamber right now, di ba? He was a marquee recruit. He was one of the top recruits. There were rumors, or not even rumors, they said that he had Division I offers in the United States, and he has to show why he was once a top prospect, di ba? I think all the stars have already aligned for him to get playing time. It's time for him to shine. He will get his chance definitely this season. I don't think with LeBron Nieto out the whole season, yung chances si Kyle Gamber has risen a lot. If the path to consistent minutes is easier right now, the path to get more shots, diba? Ateneo lacks ball handlers. Ateneo lacks people who like to score. There's a reason why they have focused on that mayhem defense this late off-season. It's because they struggle to create, and Kyle Gamber should be that guy who could get that opportunity to be able to create more. Maybe sometimes it will be frustrating because we'll see him shoot contested 3-point shots, but he will get his chance. He will get his opportunity, and I think he's that guy who's primed to able to take the load that Nieto is leaving. But si Tuano also is another guy that should be, that everyone should be looking at. Tuano and Bongo are two breakout players for Ateneo.
Okay, you what on the UP side? Sino naman ang UP player that you're watching out for dito sa first game na to? Gab mentioned QMB. Sino pick mo, Maui?
Yeah, actually I was about to mention niya si QMB. I'm interested to see how he does. Not just for UP but for the future of Gilas, 'di ba? He could potentially be classified as a local if he gets that, if he stays in the Philippines for a certain period of time. But one player that I would be looking at is, actually two players I would be looking at is actually Alarcon and Baila. Kasi based on the comments of our subscribers, diba? Shout out to our UP subscribers who commented this. During the Taiwan tournament, Alarcon was losing a lot of playing time because of Baila. So that would be something that I would be looking at throughout the season. How will UP be able to integrate all of these pieces? Diba? All of these weapons. How will Alter be able to get minutes given that he broke out nung preseason? I think those are some of the storylines you have to look at when you're talking about UP. Kasi it's expected na for Lebron Lopez, you know what to expect. For Torculas, you know what to expect. Kagulangan, you know what to expect. Even si Scary Jerry. Diba? I think he's locked up that shooting guard slot with his consistent play. And he's probably their best perimeter defender also. That's one of the main reasons why his minutes is probably more guaranteed than the other players. So yeah, basically the whole storyline for UP would really be how would they integrate all of these pieces, because as they say in basketball, diba, you can only play 5 players at a time.
Okay. Another guy to watch out for UP before we move on to the next discussion. Terence Fertea, hopefully he's finally healthy. Was part of the team last season but obviously didn't get a lot of playing time because of injury.
He's still not
Ngayong
gonna
health
get a lot of playing time.
yun na nga eh. Ngayong healthy na siya, will he get playing time? Malalaman
Diretso ko
natin.
na.
Hindi,
Kung
hindi
si,
ganito
kung
Gab.
si, kung si
Marami
Alarcon
namang
nga
garbage
nahihirapan.
time.
Kung si
Marami namang
Alarcon nga.
garbage time sa Sabado gabi.
Yeah.
Pero Maui, go ahead.
Kung si Alarcon nga, di ba, struggling to get more minutes in the preseason, pare pa si Fortea. But for this Sunday, I'm just happy that we're finally getting the for this Saturday.
For Saturday.
I'm happy that we're getting the UAAP. As an Ateneo fan, I'm scared that we're getting UP, di ba? The first opponent. Di ba? It's just that's how things go. But I'm excited to see if they
Actually,
can
ako
go
pare,
toe-to-toe.
Maui, wala akong takot kasi alam ko naman na dehado tayo. More of nag-anticipate lang ako ng laro ng Ateneo against UP. How will they step up? Tatampakan ba sila or close game? I mean, I'm barely expecting to win.
That would dictate. Yeah. I think that could dictate din kasi yung confidence nila after that game could dictate how they perform for majority of the first round, di ba? And if we're talking about starting strongly, check out yung power rankings natin na episode. We mentioned there a couple of times that the fight to get to the Final Four from that third and fourth slot could be wide open. So starting out strongly could spell the difference of a team getting to the Final Four.
Tama yan. Speaking of a team trying to get to the Final Four, next game natin on Sunday, UE versus UST. Two teams that did not make it to the Final Four but could have a chance. We ranked UST high dun sa power rankings natin. UE almost made it last season. So, Maui, let's start naman with you. What's something to look out for in the UE versus UST game?
Yeah, I think yung matchup ni Precious Momoe and Tongkara is something to look at. Doon, we'll finally see Tongkara in the UAAP. I think we cannot judge kasi somebody until he has played in the UAAP, diba? Even if he did well during the summer league. Both teams are looking to start good. I think that's something that they should aspire for, diba? To make the Final Four. It's, in my opinion, it's wide open, as I've mentioned. Getting a win against each one of them starting at 1-0 could be a difference maker in the end, diba? So that's something that I'm looking forward to. This is probably a very fast game. We basketball fans would probably enjoy, diba? UE and UST, diba? This is gonna be an up and down game. I think both teams will look to increase the tempo and shoot a lot of 3-pointers. I'm excited to see personally. Aside from the Tongkara Momoe matchup, I'm excited to see how Fortsky Padrigao reintegrates himself into the UAAP. How he reintroduces himself after a season out. That's something I'm very interested to see. Also on the side of UE, I'm interested to see who steps up first. Diba? Kasi we've talked about this the whole off season. It's Momoe then who? Diba, for UE. So that's something to look out for also. Will Lingo catch fire and hit 6 3-pointers this Sunday? We'll see. Gab.
Sa UE point, same lang tayo, Maui. Who's the second guy for me? It's gonna be Gerard Wilson, John Abate, Jack Cruz Dumont, Hunter Cruz Dumont. You know, a lot of guys you could pick. Suelo Lingo. I'm excited to watch him shoot. I mean, every time he shoots, kinikilig ako dahil ang ganda na shooting stroke niya. So, diba?
Pati yung fans, yung listeners, I think si Lingo ang pick to be like that number 2 guy, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, because with a shooting stroke like that, you know he has a go-to weapon already. Just rounding out his game na lang. But yeah, I'm interested to watch how UST game plans around Precious Momoe, because that essentially is going to be the bulletin board for every UAP team versus UE. What are we gonna do with Precious Momoe? So diba? Yun lang. kung sa locker room, makita mo yung boards ng mga team, yung mga bulletin boards, okay, ito yung plano natin kay Precious. Sa next game, okay, ito rin yung plano natin kay Precious for the next team. So, are they gonna double? Are they gonna do single coverage? Are they gonna go zone and try to get him out of the paint, try to make him shoot from the outside? So, I'm interested because other teams, if it's effective against Precious, other teams will take pointers from that. Oh, we could play Precious like this. We could double him from the baseline. We can double him from the top of the key. Diba? Or we can make him make his move first and then we'll double him. So, different ways you could play. There are different coverages you can throw at Precious, and I think a lot of UAAP teams will be watching how UST does it. On the UST side, I'm actually interested in the guys we have not seen in the preseason.
Zayn.
Diba? Zayn Mahmood. He's gonna be matched up with, I'm guessing, sometimes with Precious, sometimes with the backups.
Yeah, he could be guarding Precious. Yeah.
So I'm also interested in Chase Lane. I mean, he was recruited even before season 86, and a lot of UST fans were hyping him up. And how is he? How does he play? Who does he take minutes from? If we're talking about UP and the minutes crunch, the perimeter has a minutes crunch also for UST because there's Sportsky, there's Paranada, Ice Danting, Estacio, Cabanero. Chase Lane plays on the perimeter too. Whose minutes does he take? I think that's one of the reasons why si Ashton Andrews left also.
Andrews left.
Kasi, I have another guy taking my playing time. So
last minute exit.
Okay, I'm not gonna play this season, so lipat na lang ako baste. So I think that Chase Lane theoretically kind of push Ashton Andrews out. So I'm interested in there. I'm interested in Amiel Asido. What's his role? Is he gonna be a stretch 4? Is he gonna play as a big perimeter wing player? Or I don't know. Is he gonna be like a big point guard? Let's see how he plays. So because he has a ton of skills. He can handle the ball. He can shoot. He's tall enough to play the power forward slot. So I'm interested in how Pido utilizes him because I think he will get minutes. I mean, if your competition for backup power forward is Jello Crisostomo or Echo Laure, I think you have that edge. If you're Amiel Asido. So that's it for you. I agree with you, Maui. I think it's going to be a very exciting game. UE likes to run. UST sometimes likes to run. I think when they have Paranada on the floor, they like to run. But pang si Fortsky, they like to set it up. Alam mo naman yung style ni Fortsky. Run through the play, pick and roll. Let me work through that. So that's Fortsky style. But when Paranada enters, you can see a lot of run and gun for UST. So very exciting game.
Speaking of Paranada, this is his first game for UST and it's going to be against his former
Revenge
team. So,
game?
Revenge
Revenge
game ng UE, diba? Kasi
nga.
sila yung iniwan diba? So, may bulletin board material si Coach Jack Santiago sa game na to. And maganda yung sinabi ni Maui na UE and UST, these are two teams that are probably battling it out for the number 3 or 4 spot. So, starting strong can be very crucial. Kasi, yung mga schedule nila against LaSalle UP, medyo ilock mo na yun, talo na yun. Sure, talo na yun for a lot of the teams because that's how good UP and LaSalle are. But games against other teams that you could potentially, that you're competing against for that number 3 or number 4 spot, those are must-win games. So I think yun yung exciting for this. And we've talked about it. Now that UST actually has a competitive or a talented, at least on paper, talented team, will we get to see the UST crowd back in Araneta shouting "Go Uste"? So that's something that I'm looking forward to seeing. For UE, you guys talked about it. Who's going to be number 2 to Precious Momoe? And sa akin, Precious Momoe, how many free throws is he going to make? Anong free throw percentage niya?
Are we gonna start free throw watch for Precious Momoe?
Free throw watch. Okay. Game 1.
Over
Anong
under.
Percentage? Ano? Over under. 60%. 60%. Under?
Ako,
Over?
Under 50 ako. Under
50. Wow.
Under.
Okay.
Ganun
Ako,
ako
if he makes 70%, they make the Final Four.
Whoa! Ay. Ganda
If he
yun.
makes 70%, I think they make the Final Four. Diba? That's a lot of points.
That's
That's a
true.
lot of points.
Ay, moving on. Let's move on to the next game. Another interesting game. FEU versus Adamson. Again, two teams that are battling it out for that Final Four spot. And I wanted to say sana, two teams that have both very good high school programs. Kaso, malaki, yung juxtaposition nito, FEU, they get all their high school players. Adamson, this season, they did not get any of their high school players.
Natuto na kasi FEU, Sam, di ba? Dekada na sila nananakawan eh.
So, anong something to look out for this game? Saan kayo excited? Let's start with you, Gab. Alam ko, this is the team of your boy, VJ Pre.
Of course, I'm interested to watch VJ Pre. Is he gonna get outmatched by Cedric Manzano? Is he gonna show up Cedric Manzano? Is he gonna drive past Cedric and for
Two very
layup or
different
multiple
players, by the way.
Two very different players. But Coach Nash does love to play Cedric with Ojarikre a lot of the time. So they are gonna get matched up for stretches in this game.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I'm interested to see how VJ Pre, you match up with an established veteran, a strong established veteran.
Welcome
like
to the UAAP moment. Yun lang ang masasabi ko. For sure, may welcome to the UAAP moment yan.
See, Cedric likes to throw out those elbows inside, and I'm sure VJ Pre is gonna catch some elbows from Cedric Manzano. So I'm looking forward to that matchup. For Adamson's side,
That's a good pick.
it's either si Matthew Montebon or si Matt Erolon for me. The players I'm really watching, because we've seen them take on a primary ball handling role in the off season, and even last season for si Montebon. Si Erolon, when given the ball, he has produced in Pinoy Liga. I think he was the main dude there because a lot of their guys were in the Phil Oil team, and he produced. He's proven to me, at least he's more than just a shooter. He was a shooter for the previous season. I think
Yep.
I'm interested in how Coach Nash runs the offense with him. Is he going to play him together with Montebon? This team is going to shoot a ton of threes. They're going to drive and kick. They love to do that. And then they're going to go inside to Cedric Manzano. That's essentially what you're going to expect from Adamson. And they're going to play tough defense. No? So I'm interested in those guys, Matt Rolon and si Matthew Montebon, how they perform. Coach Nash also loves to run a deep rotation. So you're going to probably see other guys like Carl Alexander, Dignadiche, Kenji Cañete, si AJ Franzman, I think it's a lock for minutes. But they're going to see a lot of
Anabo.
players from Manu
boy.
Anabo. You're going to see a lot of players that you've never even heard of. If you're a casual fan, of course. If you're a casual fan, you're going to probably look up a ton of the players that Adamson is trotting out there. For FEU, it's the young guys. I'm interested in the young guys. Pasaol, VJ Pre. Is Pasaol going to be good right out of the gate, or will he struggle like he did early in the preseason? What are the plays that Coach Sean is going to run? I'm interested. It's going to be some triangle offense in some sets. Maybe a hybrid of triangle offense. Others going to be some isolation basketball in other sets. An inverted pick and roll with John Ray setting a pick for VJ Pre so that VJ yung can attack from the outside. I'm interested to watch that. And I'm interested how Mo Konote plays. Is he the same double-double machine as in the preseason and the off-season? Or is he going to struggle with Cedric? Baka welcome to the UAP moment nga with Cedric Manzano there, di ba? So, interesting game. Adamson and FEU. Sami, or Maui?
Maui.
Yeah, I think si Gab said it best, diba? In Adamson, we're probably gonna look at some of these players up when the game comes, diba? They're looking to surprise. A lot of Adamson fans actually were commenting on our previous post, diba, that we ranked them low again, Sam, and Gab is optimistic on them. You can't rule out.
Oo nga.
You can't rule, but it's true, di ba? You can't rule out any team that's led also by their coach, di ba? Si Coach Nash Racela is a proven commodity in the UAAP. I'm excited to see how they do against FEU because FEU is a team looking to make a mark, looking to really crack that that ceiling from below, di ba? That's been that they've been not coveting for the past few seasons, di ba? They want to make the Final Four, and it looks like they have the coach and they have the personnel to be able to surprise this season. I think that's something that they showed during the preseason, yung potential nila moving forward. And I'm excited to see how Joric Bautista plays. I'm not sure if he starts kasi he also, in some games, he was off the bench but played pretty well. Still played pretty well. I think he could probably be one of the top scorers in the league if he hits his 3-point shot at a high clip this season. I'm excited to see how these two teams fare kasi these two teams are probably favorites also to get that fourth slot, diba, for the Final Four slot. Adamson is a team that's basically almost the same as last season with more athleticism, with more talent, with more speed. I'm interested to see how Coach Nash is able to integrate them. Diba? Kasi the other guys were able to make it to the Final Four despite everybody ruling them out, including ourselves, Sam. I think that FEU is a team, some people are saying that FEU could surprise teams like LaSalle or UP. I'm interested to see how they perform on the big stage. Diba? Kasi that's something that's been recurring with FEU. They always have that good preseason but still falter when the season starts, diba? I think they finished third in fail oil but started the season 0-5. So I think I've been saying that the whole of season. They cannot start this season 0-5. Maybe 0-2 maximum, 0-3 I think could be a big hole that you cannot dig yourself out of if they want to make the Final Four. So yeah, actually most of the games are really interesting kasi it's very leveled. When you take out LaSalle and UP, the playing field is very leveled. In my opinion, I think the third and fourth slot could be wide open, diba? We're talking about NU next, and one key player could be out. So I think it's wide open, that third and fourth slot. So everyone wants to win on opening day. Everyone wants to get that momentum. Everyone wants to get that confidence. So to get them going this season. I'm excited to see how the young guys fare, especially, diba? Pasaol and Pre are two players that we've been watching since the juniors division. Pasaol is a name stake in the UAAP, diba? A proven name in the UAAP. So I'm interested to see how he does also on the big stage. I think that he could be their next RJ Barrientos, diba? He could probably play one season if he blows up this season. So yeah,
naman ganyan.
I'm excited.
Hey, magagalit
Huwag ka
si
naman ganyan.
FEU fans, Maui, ha? Huwag mong batiin. Ikaw,
Huwag ka naman
binabati mo eh.
Hindi, ano naman tayo eh. Diba? Last episode, we just talked about the welfare of the players. We want them to succeed, diba? If BJ Pre or RJ Barrientos are as good as advertised, then sky's the limit.
Si Pasaol. Tama
So,
naman.
Pasaol,
tama
hindi si-
naman.
You
Yeah,
talk
go.
about names that are known. What about the names that are unknown in FEU? Adam Nakai, Jaden Jones.
Oo
diba?
nga, tama. Marami
The
pa
guys
Jaden
we
Jones
have
na.
Ano,
Si
secret
Jaden Jones na.
weapons.
Hype. Another player that was hype.
The second Jones to don an FEU uniform after Gerard Jones.
Ayun,
in the early
Gerard
2000s.
Jones.
Classic.
Sabi ko,
Classic.
sino yung isa? Gerard Jones. Nalimutan ko.
Hindi na kilala yan ang 25 billion viewers natin.
Hindi na nakakilala si Gerard Jones. But I'm sure
Revealing your age, Gab.
some of our older subscribers and viewers know who Gerard Jones is.
Hindi ko pala
The
kilala
real
yun, Gab.
OGs know. The real OGs know.
Anyway,
go Sammy.
Maui, I think you said it. You na-mention mo na. But for me, the number one for FEU is, will FEU finally start the season with a W? Because the past two seasons, they started 0-4, 0-5. So, will they finally get the W to start the season 87? So, that's one of the questions. Again, for FEU, curious to see Cholo Año Nuevo because we haven't seen him the entire off-season. We were very high on him last season. Got injured, so I heard he's healthy now. I heard he's going to play. So how does he perform along with these bunch of rookies. And speaking of rookies, what I like about this game, FEU versus Adamson, this is really a rookie team, FEU versus a veteran team in Adamson.
Good
You
point.
guys mentioned
Good
it.
point.
A lot of the guys from last season, are back for Adamson. Jerome Lastimosa left, but he wasn't even part of the team last year. So I think this is a very, very good first test for FEU. Tayo, we're very high on FEU. We ranked them number 4. I saw the comments. I forgot kung sino nag-comment nun, but he mentioned na I think Navs recently did a preview and ranked FEU number 6 because Navs, our good friend Navs, thinks na they're too young, they're rookies. I get that. I see that.
Si ano yan? Si Forever FEU fan na sa subscriber si Jeffrey.
Si Jeffrey. Oh, tama.
Timbang.
Shout out. Jeffrey Timbang. So si Jeffrey, sabi niya he ranked FEU at number 5. So, this is a good test for FEU because I get na they're a bunch of rookies, so they could, falter in the UAAP. So, let's see how they fare against Adamson para makita natin ano chances nila. Moving on. Jeffrey, shout out. Laging nagko-comment yan. Moving on. Final game of Sunday. DLSU versus the NU Bulldogs. 6:30 game. One of the favorites, obviously, si LaSalle to win the championship. But NU is no slouch. They've been the number 3 sa power rankings all throughout the off-season. Maui, I want to start with you because you mentioned may crucial player na mawawala sa NU and supposedly might miss the entire first round. So, how big of an impact is that? Losing out on Jake Figueroa, who we think could be an MVP contender. And we were talking about it in previous episodes. He's going to be the number 1 option for this NU team. How do they fare against LaSalle? Maui?
Yeah, I think you said it best, diba? Jake Figueroa is one of our MVP contenders. So if he misses the first round, then anything could happen for NU. But if there's a team that really surprises us also, despite losing players, despite everything, maybe not getting over the hump of getting 1 or 2, but a team that surprised us, who always shows us that they can make the Final Four, it has to be NU, diba? We cannot underestimate Coach Jeff Napa, diba? He's really been able to maximize whatever lineup he's been given during his tenure with NU. But I think that hurts their chances to be able to get over the hump of maybe being at the same level as as a UP or LaSalle. If Figueroa's out for the whole first round, that's a big blow. But we're talking about a league that we think has parity. We think everyone could make the Final Four. I think that's, in my opinion, that's my opinion on the anyway. I think any team could make the Final Four, to be honest, right now. Maybe the only thing that's luck is LaSalle and UP. But if NU's not with Figueroa, then we'll have to see who will step up. I have to say, I would not like the chances of NU against LaSalle this coming weekend if Figueroa is not there. I think we haven't had any confirmation of how long he will be out, or if he'll suit up this Sunday. I hope that they take their time, diba? If there's something to learn from the Jerome Lastimosa injury last season, they have to make sure that Figueroa's fully healthy, diba? He's that important of a guy that they need him come playoff time. They have to take their time. The only time that they could probably rest him if their chances to make the Final Four is starting to hurt, diba? But yeah, with regards to NU, we'll see a lot of players step up, diba? Losing Kian Baclaan and potentially Figueroa opens up a ton of shots. Maybe those two combined for at least 20 shots, diba, last season. Another storyline for NU is, who is the FSA?
Yun,
Yeah,
ang question. Yun
Inaabangan
ko eh. Ako din eh.
We still
Meron
don't
na ba?
know.
Comment down below ha. Baka mamaya may nakaalam na yung mga listeners kung sino na yung FSA.
It's 2 days to go. But we still don't know, diba? USC just announced, diba? Tongkara is gonna be their FSA. Who's it gonna be for NU, diba? We still don't know. It's that close, diba? Maybe Coach Jeff is finally gonna pull the plug on Omar John. I don't know. So that's something to look out for, diba? It's a matchup against also their matchup this Sunday is against the team that has probably the best front court in the UAAP. So it's interesting to see how that FSA fares, diba? Whether it be Omar Jan or Damisan or Diasana. Diba? That's a storyline worth looking out for. Diba? Kahit sa UAAP team photo, diba? They were both there. So until now, we don't know maybe only the UAAP board or the UAAP committee knows who's gonna play. But right now, it's still a toss-up. So yeah, for LaSalle, on the other hand, it's gonna be interesting to see how they do without Evan Nelly. I think that's one of the main concerns they've had the whole offseason. How will they share that ball handling duties, diba? How will KQ be utilized? I think we've seen glimpses this offseason of KQ really being that primary ball handler. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it doesn't look good. I think that's something that they have to work on, especially if they intend to beat UP. Diba? I think it's concerning that VJ David, we were discussing him off air kanina. I think our friend Naveen was able to interview him and apparently had a knee procedure during the off-season. So that explains why he has been out the past few weeks or months leading it up to the season. So it's going to be interesting to see how LaSalle will utilize that point guard slot. I don't know if Ramiro will play a ton of minutes. I don't know if they will go with KQ at the point and 4 wings. I'm very interested to see how Coach Topex will be able to utilize all of the weapons they have. Because they probably lack playmakers. They probably lack that steady ball handler. But they don't lack weapons. They have as big a chance to win the championship as UP has. And I'm interested to see how the other players fare. Sikonov is a guy I would be looking into. I think we were able to see him catch fire in one of the Kadayawan games. Just hit three 3-pointers when he entered. So I'm excited to see how he does. Diba? Maybe he has that Mason Amos effect on the LaSalle crowd. Gab.
Nabanggit mo na ata lahat, Maui. Akala ko kasi makakalimutan mo yung Omar John
FSA,
storyline, which, as you
said, excited ko sa UP, sa LaSalle review.
Kasi as you said, until now, hindi rin pa rin natin alam. And I don't think si Coach Jeff alam pa rin niya sino ila-line up, di ba? Like, sino? Is it Omar Jan? Is it Mo? It's been a storyline for months, and 2 days before the UAAP season, we still don't know. Oh my God. So I'm gonna try to be there. I'm definitely gonna watch who comes out of the dugout. Is it gonna be Omar Jan? Is it gonna be Mo? So that's a pretty big storyline for me. And will Reinhard Dumamoy finally be let off the leash? Now, he's always had a very short leash. Or at least will the leash be lengthened for Reinhard Dumamoy? Because he's shown that he can score, he can play make, and he can perform in the seniors division. Just that medyo short ang leash ni Coach Jeff sa kanya. And how can you blame Coach Jeff then? Because he does have a veteran behind him in Steve Nash Enriquez. Si Justin Garcia is also another option. So I'm interested in the point guard situation for NU. And of course, I'm on PJ watch. I'm watching my boy. PJ Palacelo is another guy who can score. He's shown the ability he can score from all 3 levels. So I'm interested if he's gonna get more touches. Isabi nga ni Maui, that's around 20 shots with Kian and Jake Figueroa possibly not there. So who's gonna score for NU? We've seen them struggle on offense, so I'm looking forward to see how they respond on the offensive end for NU. LaSalle, I think you mentioned it. Is it going to be all KQ or is it going to be someone else? I know Coach Topex has started Henry with Mike Phillips in a lot of the games in the preseason. I just don't think that works. I don't think it provides enough spacing and shooting. It's probably going to have to be, especially in close games, it's going to have to be Mike Phillips and KQ together, or Henry Argonani and KQ together, possibly with Konov on the perimeter. Something like that. Something to space the floor for KQ. It can't be those two bigs. I don't think Agonane and Phillips work together. just because of the spacing problem. No? But if you want to score in the paint, I mean that's it. But the spacing for KQ and the other perimeter guys, that has to be an issue. But yeah, it's a very exciting weekend. That's 3 games. Medyo nakakapagod ng 3 games, ha?
Dahil sanay ka na, Gab. Nanonood kang 4 games last season eh, di ba? Sanay, madali na yung 3 games. Manok na yun. But anyway, yeah, tama kayo, no? It's very exciting weekend. For LaSalle NU, I think, for me, the big question is who will step up for both teams. So, you guys talked about it for NU losing Baclaan and Figueroa. They need to look for other ways, other guys to step up and carry the load on the offense. For LaSalle, we know KQ, we know Mike Phillips will do their thing, but they also lost a lot of players. Evanele, syempre the guards, tapos si Policarpio. Policarpio was huge for them last season. Maybe did not start well, pero was a huge X factor later on. And if you remember LaSalle last season, they started out slow, and then started winning a string of games wherein different players stepped up. Policarpio had his moments. David had his moments. Si Raven Cortez had his moments. So the question is, sino naman yung magsa-step up sa LaSalle ngayon? Is it going to be the rookies like Sinakonov? Voris Marasigan is we're going to finally see him play in the UAAP and get good minutes. So I think that's the question for both teams. So interesting din yung game na to because there could be like someone that comes in that we didn't expect to sort of step up in this game. But that's it for our UAAP preview. Bukas na guys. Ateneo versus UPU. First game of the season natin. We'll see you there. We'll be there in Araneta. Kita-kita tayo. Say hi. Comment down below. What are you most excited about this upcoming UAAP weekend? Finally, season 87 is here. We'll see you again next time. Like, comment,
We'll be
subscribe.
here to keep you entertained throughout the UAAP season. The same.
Sama-sama
Every
tayo.
week, may episodes kami.
See you around. Bye-bye.